correct. I see so many golfers' mistakes come from the first two steps and definitely this third. Welcome back, we're here, brand new video, and we're talking about 5 steps that you need to take to make yourself a little bit more consistent. Now, this is something that I use every single time I think about a range session, because it's important to get the basic things right to allow us to finally, on step 5, bring it all together to see that good ball flight. We've got to work through this process, and here we go. We've got the carry bag out this week, because I'm actually playing golf Wednesday and Friday, all about, as you saw the other week, my road to the Open. And thank you, just want to say one thing, thank you for all your support on that series, because I'm getting a golf lesson. I'm getting a golf lesson, first time in 5 years. And don't worry, I'll be getting the whole video for you to watch as well, so I can't wait to share that with you. So number 1 on our list is grip. Now, you may think about a few of these things I'm about to say right now is, Alex, I know this, but these are all the things we need to make sure we get right in order to make sure the final step is good. We're talking about being consistent. Don't overlook all these aspects. Work through this process. If you're at home right now, just stand up and work through this with me. So I actually recommended, if John, you're watching, cutting down a golf club and doing your 100 swings a day, which another person who Ian told me about as well. Cut your golf club down and just do this process. Could just, don't snap it, but just cut one down. So golf club out in front of us, tilt it slightly away, club into the fingers, and we're looking to have this padded area of the golf club on top. Another really simple way to do that is club in front, bring it to the side, fingers down, fingers on, club down in front of us. I like to personally see 2.5 knuckles on my left hand, crease to my thumb, my forefinger, pointing into my right shoulder. Right hand on, I like to interlock. Some people overlap. Let us know what you do down below. Do you interlock or do you overlap? I'd love to hear what you're doing for your golf game. I tend to interlock and get the crease again, pointing into my right shoulder. So step number 1 about being consistent is making sure we've got a good hold of that golf club. So key. Let's go to step number 2. This is all about how we stand to the golf ball. So I think of the golf swing as foundations. Build it from the ground up. That includes grip, that includes stance, backswing, and all these factors. So how do we stand to the golf ball? Get the golf club in our hands, keeping the legs straight. I've got my 9-iron in my hand here, but I would work through the same premise with every single club. Now, the one caveat with my clubs are, I'm a 1 length, Bryson fan. So essentially my clubs are all the same length, so I stand to the golf ball the same distance every time. If you've got variable length clubs, your distance from the golf ball as your club gets longer, you'll get a little bit further away, but the premise of what we're about to do stays exactly the same. Club up, hands on, legs stay nice and straight, locked out to begin with. Point the toes slightly out, keeping those legs straight now. Lower that club until it's parallel to the ground. I now want you to feel like a crane. You're just going to tilt forwards from the hips until the club hits the ground. Slightly bend the knees. I'm in a nice athletic position. Now, a lot of golfers struggle with this. We get a little bit upright or we get too hunched over. I really want you to feel as though you've got your armpits over your toes, middle of the hip through the middle of your feet, and you're in a nice balanced position. You think about it this way. A crane wouldn't work very well if it didn't have a good solid base and a solid stance. So about being consistent, about picking up the cargo the same every time, tip number 2 is the way to go. So I would then do this, everything constant, keep it in, shuffle in, and now you're in a position to feel as though you can deliver that club nice and consistently down to the golf ball. So nice and consistently is all about those first 2 steps. Grip, stance. Let's move on to step number 3. Now let's talk about how we start the swing. So we're going to need a couple of alignment sticks for this. I want you to place one on the ground, and that would run parallel to our ball to target line. And the second one, roughly put it at a 45-degree angle to the alignment stick. So you only need essentially 2 alignment sticks for this. So starting the swing right, I mean, I was speaking to one of my lessons of the day. He was like, God, if you start the swing right, you literally start the swing right, it helps you get everything else right. And it's so correct. I see so many golfers' mistakes come from the first 2 steps and definitely this third one right now. So what I'm looking for you to do right now is get the hands to work in, the club head to work out, and keeping that club head in a nice neutral position. If we can't keep it neutral up to hip height, what hope have we got? And I'm looking at myself going, I am so guilty of that. I get the golf club face doing whatever it bloody wants all over the gaff. This is how you can get it right. So stand into that ball. Can we feel nice and athletic? Can we feel in this good address position? And can we allow the shoulders to match the back blue alignment stick, this one right here? Now, while it's doing that, we're starting separation. We're getting a little bit of left bend. We're getting the hands to work in, the club to work out. I'm not really manipulating my wrists up to this point. So left bend, perfect point. Set the golf club, right pocket. So essentially, I've started to turn myself and pivot myself in posture and allow my hips to turn as well. So this is how I want you to feel. Boom, boom, boom. And if we can feel that, I can assure you, we start the swing right, hands in, club head out, set it, turn it up. We're in the perfect way to start the golf swing. And I'd use that as my trigger. Let's now move on to step number 4, that position at the top of the backswing. What are we looking for? Top of the backswing. A lot of golfers get here, we want to feel as though we got this lead wrist in a nice flat position. Keeping it flat means, again, this club face is more likely to be square. So if you think about being consistent, is be able to deliver that golf club back square or closer to where we want this ball to go relative to our path every single time. Now, if it's more neutral through the backswing and top of the backswing, got more of a chance, right? Definitely got more of a chance. To remind you of this, club head square, matching spine, top of the backswing, I want you to concentrate on feeling as though that lead wrist is nice and flat. So that's point number 4 for us. Not cupped, nice and flat. Keeping the golf club nice and neutral. So the sole of the golf club now will be more to the sky, not closed and not open. Because any time that we've got to manipulate it on the way down to get back to something, it's going to be hard to do that. I like to think of it like this. If I can keep stuff more neutral through the takeaway and top of the backswing, I've got a better chance of delivering that club or what I'd like it to be like down at the golf ball. So we've got all these steps right now. We're really starting to build what I would picture in my head as a nice consistent motion. And guys, if you can guess how many times I said consistent in this video, please do comment that down below. But it's in the title, that's what we want. I hear it all the time. We want to be consistent, and this is my way of doing it. So downswing now, the fun stuff. Before that, gonna hit one away. Okay, feeling those motions, build it, hit it. Consistent, Alex. Felt the pressure there, everybody. That is not what we're looking to achieve. I was too bothered about what I was trying to do there. Don't follow that one. No, I'm joking right now. The premise of this video is about being, not saying it. So let's talk about downswing now. What move are we looking to create in the downswing? So I'm going to do this with my one-handed drill, okay? So building this in, to come down the line again, everybody. We want to feel now, to start our downswing, we're going to hook the right hand under the left elbow, work through all those points, nice and flat at the top. We get the club to shallow, strengthen, and rotate and let it go. So my feeling that I'm trying to do here is my golf ball is roughly teed up around here in my mind's eye in this drill. Because for me to hit that golf ball off there, my club has to travel from a shallower space, but it's also got to come and strengthen. So club face has got to point square. I couldn't chop across it. I couldn't work it too much underneath. Now for me to feel this, one-handed, strengthen, let it go, is the opposite to what most people do. Work it over, pull it in, and pull the hands in close. So that's exactly what I want you to feel. Also with that drill, you actually start to move more in posture, which again, is all about consistency. We started our swing on that foot, why not finish it on that foot? Hit this one away. So that's my final tip for you. Let's get the feeling of ball teed up around here, hook it in, boom, let it go through. Over the ball, please don't pad it. Oh, he's ripped it. Get on the piece. Josh, sorry mate, that's on the green. Sorry, Josh thought I couldn't get my wedge shot 9-9 there. Sorry, mate. Guys, there we go. That is my 5 steps to being a little bit more consistent in your golf game. Number 1, grip. Number 2, stance. Number 3, how we start the swing. Number 4, position at the top. And number 5, feeling to shallow, strengthen, and move in posture in the downswing.